Welcome to the fifth video where we are dealing with the morphological features of the reproductive parts of the flower, and here we are looking at placentation. Before going to the details about placentation, let us look at what placenta means. Now, placenta is a very important part of the ovary where the ovules are attached, from where the ovules develop. So its placenta is basically composed of parenchymatous tissue. Of course, it's located inside the ovary, and ovules develop on it. So these are three important points which one should remember about placenta, and the tissue part, the parenchymatous tissue, is very important. Of course, the placenta, the whole structure develops above the thalamus, and all the units together are called the ovary. Now let's look at placentation. So what is meant by placentation? Basically, it's the number, the position, and the distribution of placenta. So what I mean by the distribution of placenta, basically it means that there could be multiple developments of placenta. I mean, there could be multiple placentas. So that's what is indicated by that third part, that is the distribution of placenta in the ovary. Now we are looking at a very important part as far as NEET exam and NEET undergraduate exam, and also for those students who are studying this part of the botany, dealing with floral parts. It's a very important thing. And the first type of placentation we are looking at is what is called marginal placentation. And a key point about this type of placentation is the formation of what is called a ventral suture. So what is marginal placentation? Basically, it's dealing with one or two alternate rows of ovules occurring longitudinal fashion in the ovary wall ridge. So note the ventral suture, which is the most important development, which is the characteristic feature of the marginal placentation. So one or two alternate rows of ovules longitudinally occurring in the ovary wall ridge, and there's an area of fusion of the two margins, which of course is the ventral suture. So as far as this particular section is concerned, the key point to note is that it's the ventral suture which makes this kind of placentation very important. So it's a ventral suture which one shouldn't forget. And there are two other points which are also no less important. The first thing is that we don't have a true placenta. That means the placental tissue development is not of the true way in which basically means that it's other tissues are forming the placenta, something like that. And on the ovary is unilocular. A famous example of this kind of placenta is the pea plant cassia, and it's a characteristic of the Leguminosae family. So that's about marginal placentation. Of course, the examples are pea, cassia, and the acacia. Now we are going to the second very important type of placentation, which is called the parietal placentation. Now from the diagram itself, we can see what is the important property or the characteristic of this particular type of placentation. So it's quite similar to the marginal placentation, but the important point is that the pistil is syncarpous or compound, and we have already discussed syncarpous in some of the previous videos. Syncarpous basically means that the carpels are fused. So, and naturally, one question is that what is the most important feature of parietal placentation? In this kind of placentation, there's the development of something called a particular structure called a reptum, which is a false septum. So that's the most important feature. So the pistil is syncarpous, which means that fused carpels. You have the development of a false septum called replum. So replum is the characteristic feature of parietal placentation, and this kind of placentation is usually seen in the family Brassicaceae, and is the family to which mustard belongs. So note the point about replum, which is the key feature as far as parietal placentation is concerned. Of course, that's seen commonly in the mustard family. So replum and that particular family. Going on to the third, it's called the axile placentation. Now, axile placentation, naturally, axile or axis indicates what's the key feature of this kind of placentation. It basically means that, as we can see, the ovary has multiple chambers, and the septa meet to form a axile column. So that's a key point. You have the septum, which is something like a development from the margin towards the inside, and they develop to form something like an axis. So it's the development of this axile column, which is a key characteristic feature of this kind of placentation. And two famous examples are Petunia and Asphodilus. Along with it, we also have the case of tomato and Althea. So note the point. In this case, it was the axile column. Going on to the fourth, that is called the free central placentation. And here, once again, basically the term the free central denotes what is the key feature of this kind of placentation, which simply means that the ovary is developing around a central column, and it is more importantly, this central column is not connected to the ovary wall by the septum. So the central column has no connection to the ovary wall, which simply means that there is no development of a septum. Now that's a key feature as far as the free central placentation is concerned. And of course, other features are the pistil is polycarpellary. It is syncarpous, which means that the carpels are fused. But interestingly, the ovary is unilocular, which means that the ovary has got only one chamber. As we can see in the diagram, there is only one chamber. So once again, repeating what is the key important feature of free central placentation, that is the ovules are developed around a central column which is not connected to the ovary wall by septum. So there is no presence of the septum, and that's a key feature of the free central placentation. Going on to the examples, we can look at of course the central column which is not connected to the ovary wall by the septum. That's the key features. Two famous examples are dianthus and primrose. So that's examples of free central placentation. Going on to the fifth case, which is called a basal placentation, and here, interestingly, there's a single, as we can see in the diagram, there's a single placenta which usually has a single ovary. So basal means, okay, the indication is that we are dealing with a kind of a basic pattern. So that's the meaning of basal placentation. So looking at the other points, the basal, as far as the basal placentation is concerned, the pistil is either monocarpellary or syncarpous. Monocarpellary means that it's only one carpel, syncarpus. Of course, we know that the carpels are fused, and the ovary is unilocular, which means that there's only a single chamber. So once again, looking at the key point, as far as the basal placentation is concerned, we are dealing with a single placenta, which is usually having a single ovule. So that's the key points. And two famous examples of basal placentation are sunflower and marigold. So this particular video series is continuing, and the next video will be dealing with some developments, some morphological developments as far as thalamus is concerned. We know that thalamus is the floral part on which all the other floral organs develop. So some key morphological developments of thalamus and how it is developing with respect to the other floral organs. That will be the next video.